Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Formula Aero. We are here for the final race of the season in Great Britain. I am joined by my co-commentator here in Leo, and we are ready to go. But before we go, we have an interview with our second place championship runner-up here in Formula Aero. It is ST. How's it going?
Good.
Yep. Now, of course, very unlucky because I'm looking here at the standings. You've had a brilliant season and by far the most consistent driver on the grid. There's not many with the same record as you. There's not many with the same record as you. As I get my words mixed up there, in terms of points scored in pretty much. I think you're the only driver to have scored in every single race. Scored points. And you also have a chance to bring home the constructors today. So just tell us about your season as a driver and how it went for you.
Yeah, well, the season was really good. It was more than I expected, but after the first 4 rounds, I saw that there's a chance to win the championship, and I just gave everything I had to win it. But in the end, it didn't work out. But I'm still really happy with my season.
Yeah, of course. Another thing just to say, looking at the standings as well, it took you a very long time to win your first race. Yeah, you were up there in the championship pretty much since Saudi Arabia. You were really right in the fight. But did you think after the win in Brazil that you could have kicked on? And I think you had the real setback in Belgium, which was so unfortunate. But do you think maybe if Belgium went a different way, we could have we'd be focusing on a different type of title fight instead of the constructors today?
Yeah, I think so. Belgium was really unlucky with much chaos, but yeah, that's just how it works. Quite one-headed in Saudi Arabia, and yeah, I think I just had the chances in the other races, like in Abu Dhabi, and that was the chance to win, but I just didn't take it. And if I don't use these chances, I think it's deserved that I'm in second place.
Yeah. Now, of course, focusing on today's kind of theme, you're still well in the hunt for the constructors fight here. Only 26 points behind Williams, and looking at the different probabilities, there is still, especially with the form of yourself and your incoming new teammate, John's boy, yous have had some really, really consistent results recently. Do you think that you can bring it home today?
It's going to be difficult because the Williamses are also very strong, but I think there's a chance. We need to use the mistakes that they're going to make, hopefully, and we need just to hope for the best.
Right. Well, I don't know if you have anything else to say, Leo, but that's all from me. I wish you the best of luck today, ST. I'm rooting you on.
Are you going to
Thank
be
you.
doing some interesting tactics today, ST? Any
Uh,
Abu Dhabi
I,
style?
I just think I need to try something different because I really haven't trained much, but maybe something in a strategy.
We can only see at Silverstone. Just in your preparation, how the tie's been for you?
Really bad. The mediums and softs are really wearing so much, and I just think it's going to be about who can manage the tires the best today.
All right, perfect. Well, ST will leave you for the rest of your pre-race. We hope you do enjoy the finale, and good luck on winning the constructors today, man.
Thank you.
is up front. Quiet Boy and ST, they've made contact, and they're both off and around.
Two in front have built a 10-second gap away from the rest of the field. But ST has also gained 2 seconds there and some very quick laps there.
It's gonna win here in Canada, but for the race victory, it's Quiet Boy.
Really got himself back into the championship battle here, and with his first win of the season, ST crosses the line to win the Brazilian Grand Prix.
Got pole in qualifying. He's been a dominant force this season. He comes across the line to win in Spa. ST around the outside, he holds it on the track, and there's contact, and they're both in the wall.
Hit the wall.
It's a 10.487. It's equal times. We're in. Welcome along. It's the season finale now for Formula Aero. We're here in Silverstone for the final race, a full lobby of 20 today. I'm here with Gaffo, and it's going to be a great race for the title, as we've just seen.
We are
Oh,
really looking forward to this one.
no, Gaffo. Oh no. Archie in the Williams, who are battling for the title, disqualified from the session immediately.
That is not a good start for Williams whatsoever.
He is off the track now. That is his qualifying over. Is not what we expected to see at all.
That is a dream start for the Racing Bull pair, who know now that they've one foot in the door, and will definitely be putting Williams under a lot of pressure now. At least on the race start, we'll see now. Quiet Boy looks like he's going to be the one to get the first lap underway. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah, I think that's Richie behind him, or Pumba in the Red Bull, cutting the corner there on his outlap.
It is Pumba.
Yeah, just giving Quiet Boy the old hurry up. I mean, he's going to go for it in qualifying on Quiet Boy, down the inside of Stowe. Can't quite get the move done.
He's going to
already
slow up now,
scrapping.
Yeah, he slows up. So we'll see Quiet Boy get underway for his first lap of the session as he goes around Club Corner now, and will start his first qualifying lap. Take us through it.
Through Abbey Chicane, it's a very interesting corner. One of the drivers decided to keep it in 8th gear through there. It's a very interesting mix through Village and now into the loop. It looks like a very clean line, a late apex through the loop, but he seems to have hooked that up quite nicely, and onto the back straight comes foot absolutely flat as cues at the final chicane are already beginning. It's 27.4, respectable for the sector, flicking the car hard through this next section and through Luffield, taking a slightly wider line. It's going to be interesting to see the difference in lines. Now it's flat out down the Hamilton straight, the old start finish straight towards Cop Corner. He's going to have to be committed. It is flat through Cops, very easy in these cars, and now just bringing it through the Maggots and Beckett's complex. Just be taking it quite nicely, takes the downshift and the double downshift, using a lot of curb on the inside there. But through Chapel, it's still a 103.0 at the end of the middle sector here. This is going to be a very competitive time right off the start from Quiet Boy. Stowe trying to take the early apex, the car not complying with him too much there, but as he now comes in to the final chicane, onto the anchors through Vale, and to finish the lap here, traction looks decent enough, use all the rest of the battery, and it's a 26.9. for Quiet Boy. Pumba next across the line. He's done a 28.6. He'll be quite happy with that. We've got one of the Haas's mostly hated comes across the line, a 33.0.
Comes across the line on the gravel he did there. A bit wide, but he got the lap on the board anyway.
Yeah,
33.0.
Next on track is going to be the two Saubers. Pickle Alex on a lap right now. It looks like a decent middle sector. A little bit of a snap on the exit of the chicane. He comes across the line, cuts it as tight as possible. It's a 27.8 for him. Next Haas is going to come across the line to start a lap. ST goes third as it stands.
And John's boy goes ahead of him. So that's a great start for RB. But once again, a lot of catching up to do to Quiet Boy out front again.
Yeah, Phase Monkey across the line, P4. Stranger McD, who's had better run of form recently, up to second at the start of this session. Billy Wiz putting his Alpine in a great position as we come to see Metal across the line. It's unfortunately an invalid lap from the Alpine driver. And last across the line is going to be Shano, but he's backed out and he will be going again.
It is a valid lap though, so he's going to set an impressive 2 minute 14 as his banker. And now he will actually, I think, go for a lap this time. So I think it's
probably the best lap of the weekend there from Shano. A 2.14, the likes of which we've never seen here at Silverstone. He's going to come through the first sector now, and it should be a decent
I think
little
there's better
lap.
laps in the way.
I think I've seen worse. About 24-second improvement in the first sector for Shano. And that shows you that this driver is on form.
we could keep a little eye on. Rudy, currently 15th at the moment.
Hyper, final chicane. He's cut the track. We've got Rudy next across the line here. He's kept it valid, and it's a 28.7. Very good
He's
lap.
definitely got a lot better from the start of the season, and still hoping to take home some decent enough points.
That's what everyone will be looking for here.
Oh, Shano and Metal side by side, both of them on a lap as well, I think. I think Metal just backed off there at the end.
Looks like he has Phaeton in the lap. Hyper on another invalid lap as well. I think he'll just be pitting at the end of this one. A Metal has the battery. He can go again. Does he have the fuel? Yes. I think our next driver
across the line, and it's a very decent lap from Shano to put himself 7th fastest with a 1:27.9. I think once you get into the sub 28s, you should be looking at a top 10 start.
Yeah, it's a very punishing track.
Anywhere below, I'd say anywhere in the 26s, you're looking at top 3. I think that's how it's looking. Because I'm sure Quiet Boy has some time in that lap, and probably the same for the drivers behind him as the track kind of evolves as the session goes on.
Yeah, 26.9 off the rip is a very good lap from Quiet Boy. There's another probably 3 or 4 tenths just in his driving on that lap alone, so as the track evolves, he could find himself closing in on the 25s, which would be extremely impressive. But he's been one of the ones to watch all season, and he's proved it today. I think the good thing for Williams is that ST and John's boy, 4th and 5th at the moment, which means if everything finished as it does in qualifying, we'd be in a great spot as we see Hyper massive snap through Village.
I don't think it's going to finish the way it is in qualifying. I'd say it definitely will be a lot different, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, Nathan YU is going to be our next driver to cross the line on a valid effort. He's done a 27.3 in the first sector, 10th up on Quiet Boy's lap. So he could be one to watch. Cuts a lot there on the inside of Maggots.
Oh,
what can he do on the exit?
Very good. Not great through Beckett's there. Yeah, 0.37.
Yeah, compromised exit.
Bit scrappy.
It's still going to be a good lap. He should implant himself just above Shano, I'd guess, from where we're at right now, unless he has something special to give in the final sector. Keeps it nice and tidy and hits that massive sausage curb. That'll unsettle the car majorly. He comes across the line. It's only a 28.0 for the Mercedes driver. It's not what he needed to see. As we look down the grid, Richie, he's had to pull back into the pits, unfortunately. Hyper's on a lap. He looks to have abandoned that.
Hyper, I think, has stayed on the same set of tyres since he came out. And he's just been trying to set a valid lap together, and I think almost when he does eventually, I think he might. You'd hope that he sets a fairly competitive lap, but we'll have to wait and see. I think who's that? I think Pickle Alex improved on his time there. He went up to 4th fastest.
Pickle Alex up to 4th, finding a little bit of pace as one of the drivers this weekend who hasn't really done much practice. You know, he's got to find what he can. FaZe Monkey's about to start a lap. I think Richie though might. It's going to be Pumba actually on another lap. He's a couple of hundredths up, but he seems to have lost a lot of time in that final sector compared to the others.
All his ERS has gone. He's burnt all that capacity. So we'll see what he can do now.
It's still a half-second improvement just in that final sector alone. It's what he needs for his debut, just to find a decent bit of pace, show what he can do. You see Nathan's going to be pulling into the pits right now, and I believe one of the Williams about to go out on their next lap. That has to be Quiet Boy. It does make life significantly easier when there's only one of the Williams in the session, but it's unfortunate for Archie, who's ended up disqualified after his earlier antics. Got 2 Ferraris coming across the line. I think they're just starting efforts.
The 2 Williams doing a grid sandwich right there. Although I say that as Oromeng has just gone the quickest with a 26.8, and that's a very good lap from him. Good improvement.
It's the sort of lap that shows he's got intent here, and that is going to be a very difficult one to beat. What's Quiet Boy done? He's found a little bit in that first sector, but this middle sector is where he's going to find the most time. Richie's just starting his lap. I don't think we've got anyone else really pushing out there right now. So Quiet Boy will stay watching as he just effortlessly flicks that car through Cop's corner. But he needs to find a little bit more pace to displace the likes of Oromeng, who has been very quick on his day. And he has found that time.
Yeah, it looks like he will go even quicker. I think the final sector is where everyone's been gaining time as well, so it's where the track seems to be evolving the most. But he's definitely used it. Exploited a lot of the track limits there, and we'll see what he can do now through.
It's a massive whack of the curb and Vale though. This might just lose him all that improvement. He crosses the line, finds the tiniest amount of time, but still not enough to displace Oromeng from the top of the table here. Got one of the Astons.
Decent enough lap so far as well for John's boy, and it's looking like with a good improvement here in the final sector, he might have a chance to go a little bit closer to the top 3. We'll see what he can do now going through the final chicane.
Got to be so careful not to hit that inside curb Vale. He's kept nice and clean. He could go very quick here, and it's up to P2.
He's gone ahead of Quiet Boy.
Fastest final sector of anyone as Richie now. He's spun in the final corner. He's going to cross the line. He's damaged his front wing. It's P17 for the moment, but how much did that spin cost him? And how lucky is he?
5 tenths up on his time here, going into Stowe here. He looks like he could go fastest of anybody with a little bit of an improvement here in the final sector, which could definitely put the ORBs in a dream spot.
Yeah, and he's kept it clean, but there's a Haas right in front of him.
Oh.
And that has really cost him there. It's not an improvement.
Mostly hated. That is very, very bad.
It's not what he needed at all in this session.
Hated. I think he was also the reason I think Jitter Archie was disqualified at the start, and he's returned the favour to Williams by truly sabotaging ST's time there. He's going to be absolutely disgusted with that. He was really putting a good lap together.
Yeah, next across the line is going to be Stranger McD. He goes fastest now. Finds a couple more tenths in that final sector, and this might just get interesting towards the end of this session now. Next cross the line is going to be Hyper from his out lap, and then Is That Me also starting the next timed effort. It's very unfortunate for Richie with that spin in the final corner as well. He'd hooked up something very special there. But the question is mostly hated on a lap. He's not. He's got front wing damage from that as well. And you can just see the understeer. He's not able to go again, and I'm sure ST is going to have some words with him after the session. But Hyper has found a few tenths
he's
in
in a
the
bit
first
of a
sector.
rush as well. Get back out again. So
Yeah,
interesting
4
to see
minutes
what
on the
he can do.
clock. 4 minutes on the clock. A lot of these drivers on laps now are either going again on the same set of tyres or not going again.
ST and I think probably Metal Medal now, who's coming across, or not coming across, but coming on into the pits there now.
They're the last
They're going to
ones.
be the last. They're going to be the last ones to get something on their tyres or get a new set of tyres on.
Is Billy Wiz on our
Hyper.
lap?
3 seconds up on his lap at the moment. Billy Wiz has abandoned his lap, so he's gone into the pits as well. So
Needed to
it's
Hyper
going to be
though.
Hyper. Is
And
that
this
me?
is good. This could be fastest Gaffo here. As we watch Hyper come across the line, has he found some form? It's a 26.7. He dethrones
What a
Stranger
lap.
McGee. Is that me? 8th now with a
It's clear to see the
27.8.
track is improving because no one could get close to Quiet Boy at the start of the session, and now Quiet Boy's dropped all the way down to P5. But is that me also setting? I think you just said it there. A very good lap up into P8.
Mostly
But I think this
hated.
grid could get very mixed up as the cars come out for their final runs now.
Yeah, mostly hated. It's just having a bit of fun now. I think he's lost all will to go any faster. Hyper
I think
pulling
he's
well out
ran
of the
out
way.
of fuel, has he?
He's not ran out of fuel. He's just not going. Ollie 1G. He's coming
wing
through.
damage. He's just driving for the laugh. Like.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to get back in for a new wing and set of tyres. So that's him guaranteed P19. 3 seconds off his closest competitor. What can Ollie do in the Ferrari
And
though?
he's out of qualifying now because he's just smashed the wall. Pretty
can
much
go-
on purpose, in
Yeah.
my point of view.
Yeah, on board with Ollie. We can see mostly Hated's car, and Ollie a little bit wide, but has found some time in that middle sector. Where can this put him? Even a 10th would put him up just in front of Hotshot Hippo here. I think he's going to be the first across the line for these final runs now to finish their laps, unless he's got fuel to go again, which he might just have. Coming through now, final chicane, keeps it nice and clean, trying to cut the beam as tight as possible. He comes across. It's a 1/10 improvement, puts him ahead of Hotshot Hippo. Nothing
Decent enough
terrible
for
with that. Pumba coming across to start his final run. Who have we got on laps right now? I think we're going to see our first person across the line.
FaZe Monkey is going to be the first one across the line, I'm pretty sure.
Hyper is the first one to start their lap.
Oh,
Hyper going
never
again.
mind, FaZe Monkey abandoned it.
Yeah, same set of tyres for Hyper. What can he find left in those soft tyres? They don't have much left.
Orabang matched his time in the first sector, so I'll keep an eye and see what he can do in the middle sector. Quiet
Hyper's
Boy,
not improved.
see what he can do. Quiet Boy has also just matched his time with a 0.008 of a second down on his time, so we'll see what he can do as Orabang again only matches it through the through the middle sector, but as you've seen from his lap, all the time was to gain in the final sector, so we'll see what he can do here to maybe dethrone Hyper. He's going to come to the line now. The Ferrari driver, can they take their first pole position of the season?
Yeah, Hyper, he's found a little bit. What can Orabang do? He's not found it.
It will be Quiet Boy next, I think, or no, Hyper next.
So Hyper, he's not found any time so far this lap. Is he just going to abandon or is he finishing it? He is going to give it a go. What can he find maybe in this final chicane? Does he really take that curb on the inside?
Yeah, I think the inside one works a bit better. He's
Looks to
abandoned it there.
backed off. Right at the death. Quiet Boy next
what
across
can
the
he
line.
do? He does improve and he goes up to third fastest.
Yeah, only finding that time in the final sector. Next up is FaZe Monkey, who has invalidated. Unfortunate for him.
Can now really do it because he's 0.5 up again going into the final sector here.
Yeah, Richie's come across the line. It's a great improvement, up to 7th for the time being. Can Pickle Alex do in front of ST here. He's going to come across the line and big snap in the final chicane. He doesn't find any time. ST though, if there's anyone to do it, it'll be him. It's only 4th. The Williams and the V-Carb, for the time being, holding that second row. Nathan Yu goes up to 8th as it stands.
It could be pole for a race because John's boy 2.5 tenths up and only 2 tenths to pole. What can he do? Can he just keep it together round the final sector?
He's held it good through Stowe. What has he got here? He keeps it nicely off the curbs. Doesn't take that inside one. The traction looks good. The pace looks good. Is it pole? It's not. He dethrones his teammate by
it must have been his battery. I think his battery must have ran down.
Humber crosses the line for 13th, and Ollie 1G, last driver there, will end up in 16th.
But happy days for you. Kick Sauber on pole. And it's Hyper's first pole of the season. I've been waiting all year since he's joined. When did he join? All the way back in Brazil was his first race, and I've been waiting for him to really kind of kick on, and well, he has finally done that here in Silverstone.
He's found that pace in him. Not as low as times I thought they'd go, but Quiet Boy seemingly had most of it on his first lap. And Hyper on the front row with Orabang and with Stranger McD, and neither driver in a real battle in the constructors. And my hopes for next season have gone down drastically. Hotshot Hippo 17th, mostly hated 19th. But we'll be back shortly before the race start. Here, 5 red lights, and it's lights out, and away we go. Stranger McD with a great start. Hyper with a terrible start. Into the lead goes Stranger McD. Falling backwards already. Hyper down to 9th. It's Stranger McD in the lead. John's boy taking it past Quiet Boy for the time being, as through the loop we go for the first time. It's Stranger McD from John's boy, from Quiet Boy, from ST and Orabang. Pick Alex in 6th. Nathan White up to 7th, and Hyper with a terrible start from his first pole into 8th. ST under pressure from Orabang, who does make it down the inside.
John's boy
Quiet
takes
boy
the
very
lead.
wide, and ST's round. ST's round in the background. He's dropped a little bit down the field. He went completely sideways. He's down to 7th already. John's boy in the lead from Stranger McD, and then Quiet Boy. Orabang right on the back of Quiet Boy as well. This is not what Williams needed at the start of this race. John's boy up in the
ST
lead.
goes a bit wide.
Some wide moments in Cops. It's the first time on this fuel level after a fast and furious qualifying. But now it's all about what can Quiet Boy do. Richie and Shano switching positions in the background. And Richie, I believe, under pressure from one of the Hasses. But it's a major battles back there as Metal passing plenty of people on that straight. He's up to 10th. As one of the Astons a little bit wide in the background. It's Is That Me? As we've got a massive battle and a bit of wing damage towards the back. I think that might have been one of the Ferraris, and it could be Ollie 1G, who is backwards now in the final corner, down to last. Not what he needed to start the race, as one of the Hasses mostly hated is off as well.
Yep, it hasn't been the best start at all for Racing Bull. despite where they've been. Jitter Archie got away well. He's kept himself kind of in that battle, and he's kind of just trying to keep the car intact for Williams. All they need is decent points. 3rd and 8th is enough to bring the championship home, no matter where Racing Bulls finish. And so far, Quiet Boy is doing that job. If he finishes in 2nd, the job is done all by himself, which is what the kind of constructors have been this season anyway. It has been the Quiet Boy show. Can it be the Williams show later on in the race?
Hyper and Nathan wheel to wheel, and is Hyper going to be able to get past Nathan? Let's go a little bit wide. Are they going to be side by side into Magnus and Beckett's? No, Hyper just backing out of that. We're trying to go side by side, and this is losing them heaps of time, as ST is now right on the back of them, and Nathan out of DRS of the drivers ahead of him. What can Hyper maybe do on this back straight? Nothing. We've got a little bit of a DRS train starting to form a little bit further back in the grid, and the front four kind of pulling away.
Oh, and Rudy and Hotshot Hippo collide at the back.
No front wing for Rudy, nearly saved by ghosting, but nearly taken out there by Jitarachi, who's probably going to need some time just to get back used to driving this car. Quiet Boy with the fastest lap as it stands. But what's going to happen up front this lap is John's Boy looked a little bit wide in Village. Stranger McD taking some tighter lines. Is he going to be able to get the run out of Village? The loop.
And Hyper's round.
Hyper round in the back. He's got it back going, but lots of wheel spin, and those rear tires already looking cooked. Maybe some issues with his setup where the rear is just not living with him. I've not actually taken a proper look at tyres yet. We've got a few soft starters here, including the Stranger McD. And that's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out towards the end of the first stint, where those softs aren't going to live with him, and Stranger McD a little bit wide and losing time already to John's Boy.
ST putting an awful lot of pressure here on Nathan, back for the battle for 5th, and Nathan has dropped off nearly 3 seconds from the rest of the field, so ST will want to get by as soon as he can, especially before these mediums drop off don't even know how to describe fall off a cliff.
Like every tyre does at Silverstone. Is ST going to have a go here on Nathan? He's not quite found the way through, but he is going to try and stick it with him. Is he going to be able to make a little dive into the final chicane? Thinks better up for the time being. As they come out the final corner, pretty much line of stern, and now
right on the back of ST now.
Yeah, is he going to go for the move into Abbey here? Not quite, just giving the space that's needed as Rudy into the pits for the second pit stop, I'd think, of this race. I believe Mostly Hated might have taken a pit stop early on. John's Boy, though, is going to be very happy to see a soft shod car right between him and Quiet Boy here. It's what they need, but what they don't need is ST getting stuck behind Nathan Yu, who is on the superior tyre, probably already, with how bad these tyres degrade around this track. And Richie up the inside of ST. Is he going to be able to find the exit? Just not enough traction on the exit of Luffield. And there's not going to be a way through into Cops. And Pickle Alex now also right on the back of this battle, who goes a little bit wide. Has had to concede some time. Mostly Hated seems to have had a little bit of a spin, maybe some contact with Rudy the player in the back. But what are we going to see now? I think up front this could get spicy as well. Urabang only a tenth behind, and he's through. On Quiet Boy, those hard tyres working beautifully on the Ferrari. He's up to P4. Hyper getting past Shano, trying to recover from his race start. Pickle Alex picks up a 3-second penalty on the outside of Stowe Corner. But a tragic
Shano trying to stick
now
with it. And he's got 3 seconds there for cutting the corner, and he's going to get overtaken, I think, by Pumba behind. It's round 2 here, though, for ST and Nathan, as they're about to go down the Wellington Straight.
Is ST finally going to make that move? He needs to. Nathan's tyres are going to be so much better in 1 or 2 laps, and that's just going to stop him. ST looked up the inside, taking a much tighter line than Nathan YU as Pumba gets past Billy Whiz on the Wellington straight. And now down the Hamilton straight, this is where ST just needs to find the grip in those medium tyres, which aren't going to be enjoying a lot of grip right now. And he can't. He is miles off the track. ST managing to keep it together. Might have taken a warning for that though. He is all over the back of Nathan YU. And what's he going to be able to do?
also all over the back of ST.
And Orabeng is all over the back of Strange McD. He's going for the move. He's up the inside into Stowe. Trying to hang it around the outside of Strange McD, but those softs are going to have nothing left at this point. And Orabeng through into P2 as it stands right now. Richie might even get has a little look up the inside into Vale, but nothing coming of it. And ST mistake, and Richie is through now, up into P6. As the tyres fading away already for a lot of these drivers, it's who's managed to hold them together better. It's out front now. John's boy is going to have to be worried for a minute. As we... Orabeng with better tyres, much better tyres, will be holding on to the back quite easily. Orabeng really holding together right now, is mostly hated. 50 seconds off the back of the back. This could actually really help John's boy, at least for a lap. Mostly hated. Maybe a bit of dirty air there, but mostly hated could give him DRS here and save him from relegation to P2 in this race. Our first lap runner coming on lap 6 already. It's not what I need, and the DRS is open for John's boy here. Slight saving grace for the driver in the V-Carb, whose tyres are going to be pretty second-hand at this point. Stranger McD surely considering a pit stop soon as well. He's dropped out of DRS of Orabeng for a bit here, and his tyres just look pretty dead at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Richie's go now to try and get by Nathan, as both of them have had a go. ST obviously made the mistake which allowed Richie to go by, and now Richie right on the back of Nathan. Maybe he's going to try and do it for them. Nathan losing a lot of time to Quiet Boy, who's just ahead of them all, but Quiet Boy surprisingly at the back of the pack between the front runners.
Yeah, Quiet Boy's going to have a great opportunity down the Wellington straight now to maybe get past Stranger McD. Doesn't quite have the pace on the way into the middle sector, so he's going to have to wait till the end of the lap most likely. Stranger McD's tyres are going to be completely gone at this point. As further back, Jitarachi is on the back of Pumba, not quite able to make a move into this lovely section. And Jitarachi having to sit back on those soft tyres, which I don't think anyone at this stage in the race is enjoying. In front though, John's boy now under pressure for Orabeng, who has been rapid down the straights, but I think might just be harvesting for a bit. No gains on the straight. Quiet Boy though, taking a look at the outside of Stowe, trying to switch it back to the inside. Can he get the power down? And Stranger McD rightfully there, pulling into the pits as John's boy 10-second penalty on the way into the pit lane. That's released Orabeng and Quiet Boy now. Quiet Boy's going to need a majestic in-lap to see if he can catch back up to ST a bit. What tyres are we getting switched on to though, Gaffer?
I'm assuming that they'll probably go for the hards and try and run them to as many laps as they can, and then more than likely go back onto the mediums again. I can't see the softs being part of anyone's strategy at the moment with how quickly the tyres degrade around here. Now of course that could all change with a late safety car, but like you've seen, I think Billy Whiz may have been the only driver on the or was there a few? No, Jitter Archie is holding off as well. The likes of Stranger McD, Rudy, Is That Me, mostly hated, all on the softs, had to come in very, very early. So I can't imagine them being part of the strategy, so I'm assuming it'll be the hard tyre for most.
I think the question right now that's lingering is, one, is Jitarachi staying out to play tactical for the team right now? John's Boy 2.5 seconds back, gaining quite substantially. But
Of course, he does have that 10-second penalty.
oh, and
that
he's
he just
contact. But yeah, does Chidarachi, if he can keep John's Boy behind,
I don't think he has.
Which he
I
can't.
think John's Boy's just gone straight by.
which he can't,
Maybe when
unfortunately.
ST comes into the pits now, I'm sure he's going to come in. Yeah, he is making his way into the pits now. With Pickalax right behind him. Everyone's going to have to be very, very wary coming in off this limiter. ST playing it safe. So it's Nathan and Orabang, the two hard runners, lead the way ahead of the rest of the field for the moment. And, well, from what I'm looking at the moment, I think it's all in Orabang's hands. But of course, you also have to think both of these drivers will have to go on to a medium, and that is definitely not the preferred race tyre at the moment.
No, and I think the issue for Orabang and Nathan here is they've started on that hard tyre. So unless there's a safety car, which might well just happen, and I think mostly Hater just had another spin in this race.
I think Quiet Boy may have been held up in the pits there, because he's after coming out behind FaZe Monkey, who hasn't pitted.
Behind
but
FaZe
was
Monkey,
very, very
behind
far
Bumble.
down. He's a good bit away from Stranger McD as well now, who's up into 5th.
Yeah, he had about a 4-second gap to Orabang when they were left to their own devices. So we've got to see now, what can Orabang do with no
Well, now-
pressure from anywhere?
It's about how long can he keep these hards. I think the driver you want to be keeping an eye on is probably, I'm going to keep an eye on the leader gap from John's Boy and see how quick
It's
the
a
times
safety
are
car.
gained.
Full
Safety
safety car, and Nathan surely pulling in, and this is tragedy for Orabang.
I
Orabang
don't think
is going to
Orabang's
pick up
just
the
gone
safety
round.
car.
That is absolutely heartbreaking. I think it could be Nathan's race to lose here. I think he could come out. Unless, I think John's Boy.
John's Boy, 14 seconds. He's pulling into the pits. It's Nathan who will
He's
lead
going
it.
to come in. He's going to come in and serve that penalty. So I think it's going to be Mercedes 1 and 2 here.
Orabang, the safety car coming out a second too late for him. Where he could have recommitted to that pit lane. Should he have needed to. And this means Mercedes, and it's going to be a switch here. So Stranger McGee from Nathan. Orabang is kind of going to be nowhere, but both Mercedes on that medium tyre. Are we going to have a repeat here of Mexico? Where the Mercedes played off each other to get one of them a race win.
I wouldn't know, I wasn't there. I think Orabang is pushing this safety car as fast as he can to try and get maybe back into the pits, because the Mercedes are still a good bit away from the rest of them.
I don't think it's
'Cause-
happening here, Gaffo. I think the
Yeah,
gap
I
is
think
just too big.
Yeah, well, he will have to come into the pits anyway. So
Yeah. Those hards will
it's
give him
just
too
about
big of a
it's
disadvantage.
just about where he comes out. We'll see. Still a long left to go. 16 laps.
And more crucially as well, because John's Boy served that 10-second penalty, Quiet Boy now ahead of both B-Carbs, and neither of them really in a good position in this race.
All for position here at the moment. This is at the moment.
Taking a look at who's on what, got John's Boy switched to hards. He might have a chance to take those to the end if he can be nice and gentle with them. Orabang picking up 10-second speeding penalty. It's a slower pit lane here in Silverstone, and that's what's probably caught him out. Where might Orabang be able to come out, though? I wouldn't see him coming out any higher than maybe John's Boy.
That
with
speeding
how these
penalty has
penalties
just
have gone.
ruined it all completely.
But we're back to pre-2021. It's a Mercedes 1-2 here in Silverstone. And at least looking at the weather on the screen, I can't see any chance of there being rain in this race.
No,
So,
I don't think there will be.
Humber, actually, he's stayed out. He's on 10-lap-old mediums.
He's kept them in shape, it seems.
Humber surely on a
We'll have to
one-stop
see.
at
I'd
this
say
point.
he'll be really struggling off the restart, but I think he's going to try the one-stop, so he's probably racing for position here.
Yeah. going to be a race for position, but I think it's a race for position that he's just bound to lose at this point. 10 lap old mediums compared to fresh
if you think of it, I
mediums.
think
And
the safety car will come in this lap. You'll probably do one more lap, and then he'll come in for hards, and then he'll be on hards till the end. I think is going to probably be his plan.
as we're going to see about getting
Everyone else will be doing a 2-stop.
Maybe John's boy could stay out. Maybe Jitarachi, Hyper, Pickle Alex, anyone who's pitted for hards under the safety car has the best chance of just being able to stick it out until the end of the race. But the tyres around here do die, and do die very quickly, as we are looking like we might have another lap of this safety car.
Yeah, I don't think the driver's behind. No, it's very, very late.
Extremely late call. Safety car in at the end of this lap. The track will be going green shortly, and hopefully no damage to anyone on this restart. The slow restarts have been the style, but Stranger McD and Nathan instantly jumping.
As now Pumba comes into the pits, and Quiet Boy I think is up to 3rd place now.
Yeah, Quiet Boy in 3rd. He just needs to get past one of these Mercedes, and they're all on the same strategy now. But the Mercedes have launched from the restart. It's a 2.5 seconds back to Quiet Boy already, even just from Nathan. It's the restart of dreams for Mercedes. And what can Quiet Boy do? Because he is going to be under major pressure from behind. It's going to be Richie, ST, Metal, and Orabeng really challenging him. I don't think Pickle Alex quite has that ultimate pace. And I think the first move we're going to see here might be from Orabeng, who's going to take a look down the inside of Metal, and he easily clears him now. Up into P6, and he's going to be wanting to get his race back together. But remember that 10-second penalty for speeding. As Quiet Boy is actually closed back into that DRS window now, already, of the two Mercedes. And I think they're going to have to work this out. Nathan YU looking a hell of a lot faster than Stranger McD at this point.
Yep, it's looking like that for the moment. Pumba
Virtual
now
safety
retires, and it's another safety car.
It's a full one now.
Pumba retires down the main straight. Interesting spot to retire.
He's in the wall. Who does this help now?
Don't know who it helps. It's up to the driver's interpretation on what they're going to do. It looks like it's going to help Orabeng to go and serve that penalty, as well as ST. I think he's on the mediums. I think he's going to. Oh, he's got another one, has he? He's ignored. He's sped under the safety car. He'll probably just go back in again after that. Is that me? Picked up one as well.
Rudy the player.
ST, he's going to come in for hards till the end, is my prediction. And John's boy gains places as well now off all that.
Peter Archie with another disconnection, unfortunately. He's had a torrid set of disconnections this race. Phase Monkey in for softs. This stage, not a bad shout.
I think all of Williams' hopes of securing this constructors is going to lie on Quiet Boy, as it has all season, but I think fortunately enough, I think they don't even have to rely on a Williams driver to do the damage. I think Racing Bulls are almost imploding themselves, because so far they need at least 27 points. That's if Williams don't score at all. At the moment they've only won, so yeah, they have a lot of work to do.
Happens at the end, I think. It's, will John's boy be able to keep those hards? Will Hyper be able to keep those hards? Pickle Alex and Metal have a good chance of keeping those hards alive. And we've got the likes of Stranger McD, Nathan, Quiet Boy, and Richie and Shano all have to stop again. They cannot get a set of mediums to the end from here, even with another safety car. They're just going to be too worn. I think the benefit is they're going to have pretty much no wear on them. The two Mercedes not really doing any tyre warm-up. So I think their tyres are going to be the baby's backside at this point. Got the two stragglers at the back, Rudy the player and FaZe Monkey. Rudy the player at least struggling a little bit with track limits as Orabeng again! Orabeng after trying to serve his 10-second penalty and managing to serve that first one.
I think he's going to keep doing that until he has no penalties left, and he's just going to run through the field, because I think he's putting back on those old tyres that he would have had.
Yeah, but he just picked up another one.
I know, I think he's going to come into the pits then again. Next lap is my prediction. I think is that me is. Oh no, he hasn't done the same. I'm trying to think anyone else going to do the same. I was thinking Rudy might, or maybe no, it would be. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, he's struggling out there. He's struggling. I think he'd want to stay away from the pit lane. I think after this race he's just going to go home. I don't think he's even going to bother coming back to the pit lane after all the trouble he's had in it. Because if it wasn't for the pit lane, I think he could probably still be leading this race.
Yeah, Orabeng got very lucky with the timing of that first safety car, but
very unlucky. I'm pretty sure he just missed it.
He got very unlucky with everything else to do with safety cars and pit lanes, because I think what's happened is he's overtaken someone barely on the way into the pit lane before being counted as in the pit lane by the game, and he's just been given a 10-second for ignoring the yellow flag at that point. And I think the game just said, you've overtaken under yellow flags, that's it, you're getting a penalty with no leniency whatsoever. Hotshot Hippo has contacted someone else, as John's boy seems to have maybe had a spin or maybe just been overtaken by Hyper. As Jitarachi's gonna...
No, he overtook Hyper, I think. I think Hyper must have made a mistake or something must have happened.
I think we should be seeing the safety car in at about the same point in the end of this lap. Unless they decide that one more lap is on the table. And it does look like that.
I think Orabeng could be slowing up on purpose to try and get back into the pits.
It's not a bad shout, just... Orabeng, if you can hear the stream, don't make sure you're fully behind someone on the way into the pits. So we are going to ride on board. He does pull into the pit lane.
He pulls in very slowly as well.
And this time, he's safely in.
I thought that was him. I thought that was him. Ollie G picks up a 10-second. I thought that was her.
And they're having a wheel-to-wheel battle under the safety car here. Rudy and Ollie 1G. And Ollie 1G.
I don't think I realised that it's not. It's still out.
They must not have. What are we seeing Orabeng switch on to now? One lap old mediums. Yeah, he's gonna have to try and stretch those to the end. He's gonna pray for another safety car to save that. But as the safety car drags on longer and longer, those who pitted for mediums under that first safety car with an even better chance of maybe dragging those to the end. Which and
don't know now. 7 lap old mediums. That's another 11 laps on those. I don't think that's going to be possible. I think you may see them in the next 5 laps or so.
It'll have to be a massive dash for anyone on warm tyres. I think those that are having the best time right now, John's boy, who has 5 lap old only used under safety car hards, ST only used under safety car hards, Is That Me and Hotshot Hippo, Jitarachi really as well, as Rudy retires from the race on the Hamilton straight. Is Orabeng going slowly again? No, it just looked like it on the exit. But I think regardless of where Orabeng is, the safety car will come in at the end of this lap. And it's all to play for, really, for VCARB. The safety car is declared coming in.
Still an awful lot of work to do, and they're running out of laps to do it, but I'll have to see. I think with Jitarachi is back in the session, so we have 2 Williams drivers. Two sane Williams drivers anyway, and 2 RB drivers, waiting to see how this all unfolds.
And it's a quick restart again from the Mercs, out of stow, putting the foot down, and they're going racing again. Very early, Ollie 1G looks to be pulling into the pit lane, and he gets a drive-through penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Ferrari with their biggest nightmare of a race, but Strange McD
Ferrari have been given the rubber glove treatment today.
Yeah, no luck for them. Strategy team might have reverted back to 2022 at this point, with how many issues there's been. But what can Nathan Wayu do? He's on the better tyres here. Quiet Boy as well, sticking close, as is Richie and Metal Medal, just falling off the back a little bit. I think our first real battle is going to be between Shano and Billy Wiz. Shano has dropped out of that DRS. Hotshot Hippo and FaZe Monkey are having a little ding-dong at the back. As is Orabang making up places very quickly on this restart, up to P13 already. As Hotshot Hippo and FaZe Monkey having a nice little battle with damaged same side front wings. It's a great way to keep ahead of your rival, but Nathan Wayu all over the back of Stranger McD and looks to be keeping pace as well as you go through Beckett. So what can he do down this back straight? The toe, whatever battery he needs will be in the pack. Is he going to make a move on his teammate? He's not. Decides to hold on. John's Boy is up to 9th. Right on the back of Billy Wiz as well, and he is going for the move up the inside of Stowe. He takes the position as Jitarachi picks up a 3-second penalty. Billy Wiz under pressure from Hyper as well now. He goes down the inside of the final chicane, squeezing through Vale, and it's free position for Hyper as well. This is where John's Boy needs to start being aggressive. There is nothing to lose as Orabang sets the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, interesting restart, and it looks like everyone really has almost formed the DRS train all the way down to Hyper, so no one really pulling away so far. And like I said, or like you said yourself said, I think it's still anyone's race here at the moment.
It is in the hands of anyone who pitted for hards under that first safety car at the moment. I think it's going to be a mad dash for anyone who's on mediums right now to try and build a gap, which is not easy on these tyres that just fade away so quickly. Because there's no way they're taking these to the end of the race while keeping a good enough pace to keep anyone else behind. Orabang clearing Billy Wiz. They're both off the track as FaZe Monkey retires. And it's another
safety car.
Anyone on mediums is pitting now. It is their only
everyone
option.
is pitting now, if I'm being honest. I don't see any reason why someone wouldn't pit here. Most people will have a fresh set of mediums.
ST, Is That Me, and Hotshot Hippo stand to gain a good amount if they stay out now. They've done 2 laps at racing speed on their tyres. But should see both Mercedes in as Nathan Wayu gets a 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits and another one speeding in the pit lane. Richie, 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. How many more speeders are we going to get in this pit lane? Do they have their pit limiter bound? As Billy Wiz tried to make his way through. Is ST pulling into the pits? He's not. John's Boy leads the race. Hyper up to 2nd. Orabang 3rd. And ST 4th. All of a sudden with these pit stops, it's back in VCarb's hands. Quiet Boy.
Of course, look who is the first driver out on the freshest tyres. It's going to be Quiet Boy.
We might see a repeat of Australia here, because it's going to be Quiet Boy versus the VCarbs here. All he needs to do really is make sure ST does not get 2nd.
Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for Mercedes. They've gone from P1 and 2 to 11th and 14th in the space of a pit stop here under the safety car. I think Quiet Boy managed to stay out of the carnage. He doesn't have any penalties. ST picked up a 3-second penalty there as well, which could be crucial for the championship later on.
It's going to be the deciding factor at this point. Is it going to be ST's penalty or is it going to be Quiet Boy? I think Quiet Boy here should easily get Orabang, Hyper and John's Boy, who admittedly have only done a couple laps of racing on their tyres, but they'll have had to put so much through them just to keep some temperature so when they go racing they're not losing out. As we see well,
currently, and I'm telling you this now, if it stays like this and ST pulls a bit of a gap from Quiet Boy and manages to finish in P4, Racing Bulls will be the Constructors champion.
Yeah, and more interestingly as well.
and winning by a point. They would be. So that is the interesting thing, but not anymore because a few people have pulled into the pits, and I think no, never mind. I thought Girardi, he's a drive-through now as well. So Girardi is finished. Williams are done.
And Haas are certainly done. Because if you take a look at Hotshot Hippo, I don't know if this is a visual
doesn't
bug.
have
He
a
has
front
no front
wing.
wing.
No, he doesn't.
I'm kind of hoping this is a visual bug and he's not just P6 with no front wing.
No, I don't think he has a front wing because he was the one who collided with Face Monkey. I don't think they've any left.
Yeah, I think Mostly Hated took a lot of those.
I think they might have to borrow some front wings from the Williams pit lane beside them if they want to put a front wing on that car. I'd feel worried for a Quiet Boy with Hotshot Hippo right on the back of him.
Yeah, I want to see quickly, does Quiet Boy have any warnings? Has he got any track limits and validations? He has one there from lap 5. Just trying to see. Quiet Boy has 2 track limits warnings.
So he'd have to be careful now.
He's got to be careful, or that's championship pretty much over for them. I think looking down the grid, Nathan YU will probably stand to gain a lot now. He's switched on to a fresh, soft tyre, and this safety car is almost certainly out for another lap after this one. So, safety net for Mercedes, and Williams do have at least one of their drivers on a fresh medium. What can Girardi do in the latter stages of this race to hopefully
Well, he has a
bring home
drive-through to serve when the restart happens, so I don't think he'll be doing much unless we have another safety car between now and the end of the race, which is highly unlikely. So I think Girardi's chances of kind of helping out in this championship are very slim.
Yeah, we're just waiting. John's Boy and Hyper 9-lap-old hards. Orobang 5-lap-old mediums. ST 6-lap-old hards. And then it's Quiet Boy on the fresh hards.
Oh, as Orobang's come round.
pit.
Orobang stopped. He's stopped. He's just stopped on track. I don't know what's happened to him.
I
thought he spun. His car. I think his car just stopped. It didn't even brake. It literally just came to a complete stop, and he has dropped so far back from it.
That is not.
So how does that change things?
I think that still advantages VCAR by another point, because ST now is 3 points ahead of Quiet Boy instead of 2. So Quiet Boy really just needs to beat one of the VCARs.
Yep, that's it.
That's the goal. He needs to get ahead of ST.
They lead by 2
That
points.
should be it.
If Quiet Boy picks up a penalty, it's really game on here. And I think if they had anyone else listening to the stream, or if they're listening themselves, they know he is on a warning. So it's definitely all in their hands. And I think ST could just do the other thing and just go and overtake Hyper here, and both of them try and just disappear off. If he overtakes Hyper, he could even overtake John's Boy and let him do the defending. He's had such a good impact since joining the team in Belgium, John's Boy, and well, it's looking like he could bring home his first race win and be the 6th different winner, I think, this season.
Yeah, ST, the man who didn't have a teammate for half the season, and his team is still right there in it for the constructors here. We're going to have a 6-lap sprint to the end at the end of this lap, but it's all to play for. John's Boy and Hyper's tyres are going to be completely toast at the end. ST is not going to be having a great time, but Quiet Boy in P4, he needs a great restart here, and he needs to pray that his car is going to stay alive, as it is crawling pace down the back straight as everyone tries to get their tyres in a window. And we're just waiting now for John's Boy to make this restart begin, as a few places have changed hands, and John's Boy gone very early. He's put his foot down. He's nearly got a second instantly off the restart through the Vale chicane.
Really good restart.
and into Club. It's a 6/10 gap back to Hyper. And the race is back
Six
underway.
laps to go.
Metal clears
Hotshot Hippo definitely doesn't have a front wing.
Let's see the understeer into turn 1. It is major understeer for Hotshot Hippo. But now, Quiet Boy. He's 3/10 back.
Oh, what's he doing? What's he doing?
As we're looking at Quiet Boy right now. ST, majorly defensive on the straight now. He is going to do everything in his power to keep Quiet Boy behind. Hyper all over the back of John's Boy as well. Maybe not the right temperatures in his tyres off this restart. Is that me making up a place on the guy with no front wing? How he's still 10th is insane to me. Nathan Wayu's managed to pull his way all the way to 11 right now. The Quiet Boy through cops, really having to slow the car on the exit to make sure he doesn't go wide. The top 4 though already pulled 1.7 to Metal as Nathan Wayu finally gets into the top 10 and Hotshot Hippo is likely spun round out of cops.
Finally, and thank God, because he was causing absolute carnage back there. Let's get back to the important bit out front. Quiet Boy.
Looking into Stowe. It's a dangerous place to overtake if you're not committed, but sticking behind for now. He needs to try and slow up ST maybe. Just make ST fall back from the DRS and keep everything alive for himself. But the 2 drivers in front of this little battle are the 2 drivers on 10-lap old tyres as Jitarachi pulls into the pits and retires unsurprisingly from this race. Let's drive
He'll
through
be cheering on his teammate from the pit lane. What can he do?
It's all to play for. Is it going to be the double? Is it going to be the double for Williams? Well, Quiet Boy all over the back of ST. He's really close on the way down. At the end of the Wellington straight, can't quite find the position. But it is clear both of these drivers have the pace to overtake Hyper and John's Boy. As Quiet Boy down the Hamilton straight now. Just looking right at the back of that V-carb and thinking that position needs to be his. Having to play tight and lucky with track limits though to keep himself close, as he's actually dropped a little bit away from ST, who feels that dirty air, and as does Hyper. Big snap on the exit of Beckett's, and this could open the opportunity for ST. Better tyres on the V-carb,
Not as good
enough
straight line speed.
And it's going to be, as they were, Quiet Boy closing in again on ST, and he's going to take a look down the inside into Vale. They're going to be wheel to wheel through the Vale chicane. Who's going to come out in front?
Oh,
Quiet Boy hanging it around the outside, and he's through. P3 on the track right now, but he needs to turn that battery on. ST having to look back at him, and more crucially, he could drop out of DRS here from Hyper. Going to manage to stay in it as ST dives down the inside into Village. Can't quite keep it held together. He's going to have to try and drive it in deep.
Bit of wheel banging.
And there is contact. Quiet Boy and ST still wheel to wheel. Quiet Boy and ST both with the DRS. Is Quiet Boy going to be able to make that move again? Through the left-hander back past the British Racing Club. Can't quite make the move, but there is a great opportunity to try and keep it tight. Up the inside of left field. Nothing coming of it just yet, but that gap ahead of them substantially open. And no DRS for ST when they come onto the hanger straight now. And Hyper could interfere even more with this championship battle, gunning for his race win. All over the back of John's Boy if he can keep it together.
This is fantastic racing between the 2 championship contenders, and they are contending for yet another championship here with only a few laps to go here of season 1.
And here comes Quiet Boy, takes a look, backs out of it on the last second into Stowe. Can't quite find the position, but this is what he needs. ST with the 3-second penalty goes defensive at the last minute. Quiet Boy barely ducking out of danger. And he's going to try and take a look into the final corner of Club, but can't do anything. But this is what Quiet Boy needs. He's got Metal and Pickle Alex within 3 seconds behind them. And that's where anything could change, as Hotshot Hippo's still out there on that missing front wing. As Orabeng retires, Hotshot Hippo gets a 10-second penalty for track limits. But Quiet Boy, more crucially, sticking to the back of ST, and there's no DRS this time on the Wellington straight. It should be clean and clear, even without the battery. He's going up the inside.
No,
Can he
ST's
hold it?
sticking it.
ST hangs it on the outside on much older tyres.
Quiet Boy's going to get the better exit.
He's trying
He
to,
won't.
but he can't quite. It's going to be line astern again, and Metal having the chance here to interfere. Only 3/10 back. They need Pickle. Quiet Boy needs Pickle Alex to stay within that 3 seconds to secure this title, because that's all he needs for the penalty. This penalty is deciding the championship as it stands.
But all he needs is to stay behind him, and then ST has dropped the position and he's gone up, and so I don't think he doesn't even need to pick at Alex.
Yeah, but he's not going to worry about what's going to go on with penalties. He's going to take a look at the outside of Stowe. Nothing happening. Got to keep it in track limits. Is he going to take another peek into Vale? And this time thinks better of it. But Pickle Alex has closed right onto the back of this battle, and Quiet Boy, his tyres looking so much better at this point in the race. As
I
the
think
two
this could be a
Mercedes
bad
just
thing
swap around.
potentially for Quiet Boy at the moment, because letting these other cars now get involved in this battle, he drops a few more positions, falls out of the 3 seconds of ST, and it is definitely then championship over.
Just got to see. I think Hyper is going to have a go here at John's Boy, and that could help with the championship. Hyper, not quite enough straight line speed. Is ST under pressure? A little look, but definitely no dive from there for Quiet Boy, who seems to have this nicely under control as it stands. As we see, the two drivers in front, Hyper, of all people, could decide the championship at this point. If he can get past John's Boy and take 8 points away from VCarb. They had to win and come second, as we've got one of the Mercedes off in the back. I think that's Nathan YU on that soft compounded tyre. But we are coming towards the final lap of the race now. And the two drivers in front and then two drivers in third and fourth are going at it. Is Hyper waiting for this final lap? He might just be. He's kept his battery in what looks like very good shape. What about John's Boy as Pickle Alex gets through? On Metal, that's going to help Quiet Boy again. What's the battery situation for the Williams? Nothing. Battery situation for ST. He looks to have a hell of a lot more than Quiet Boy as we start this final lap here for the final round here in Silverstone, and it's all to play for. Into the loop now.
I think that's a parked Nathan on the side of the track there as well. He's just decided to watch the final lap from the side of the track rather than actually racing it.
He's pulled his phone out of his pocket. This is the first chance for anything to happen with the championship. John's Boy had to think about going defensive. Nothing happening. ST not under pressure just yet, but those tyres for every driver up front who hasn't pitted recently are not in good positions. Quiet Boy just needs to stick behind. Hyper, he's looking for his race win, and he's all over the back of John's Boy as we come through Cop's corner. Takes it a little bit wide. Must have been his second warning, but he is sticking to the back of the VCarb, a 10th back as they come through the Maggots and Beckett's complex, and out of the chapel they come, and John's Boy's found some space. Quiet Boy has dropped back. What can Hyper do as they come down the hangar straight? It's nothing. John's Boy looking on for his first win in Formula Aero after joining mid-season. Hyper, he might take a look into the final chicane. He does, but he can't do anything about it as Metal picks up a 3-second penalty. It's gonna be John's Boy on track. Hyper in second. ST finishes in third, but Quiet Boy taking third on penalties. And that is the championship and the season over. Shano came across the line 7th, had a quietly good race. Billy Wiz 8th. Richie a few seconds back. Comes home in 9th and hits the barrier for good measure. 10th across the line. Is that me? Gets his 10 seconds back that he didn't serve. Stranger McD might just be an AI at this point. Finishes P11. Not a great race as he gets past Is That Me to take that point. Mercedes had so much potential. And I think Nathan YU has a puncture. rear right puncture. That's why he parked on the side of the
That
track.
seems to be the problem.
And yep, he's
Well,
round at Cops.
I have to say, just before it all ends here, very, very well done to Racing Bulls, because they put on a show today. From how unlucky they got through parts of that race to end up only losing the championship by, I think, how much in the end? 2 points in the end.
Just a couple of points.
Yeah, what was it? 274 to yeah, losing it by 5 points in the end. From when at one stage I think they were down by nearly 80 points. They've really put on a show, but of course it's been quiet boy season, and in doing so it's also Williams' season, so fair play to him and Jitter Archie. I think they're one of the only two who have kind of stuck as teammates for the majority of the whole season, and well deserved of their Constructors' Championship.
It looked like it could maybe be so much more for Mercedes today. 1-2 at one point and a 10-13 in the end. It might even be a did not finish for Nathan, as he's just doing a lovely representation of how to do some donuts to give us some more time in this race. It's been a great effort from the V-Carbs today. They did everything they could to try and keep this championship alive. And Quiet Boy, always the consistent one, just pulling ahead at the last time of asking.
Now, of course, I do also have to point out that apparently there are going to be some reports that are sent in, so this championship hopefully isn't decided in the stewards' room, but it's up for grabs. ST, I think, has an issue with Hyper, so his first podium is in doubt, but I think he's going to be I think he should be okay on how everything goes. But for now, for the moment, it's Williams' day here in Silverstone.
Yeah, it might be John's boys celebrating on the top step of the podium, but regardless of what happens with post-race penalties, unless Quiet Boy gets one, it's all in the hands of V-Carb, of Williams. V-Carb had it all to lose, and one penalty, the deciding factor, that could have been decided last week had there not been the penalty for Quiet Boy in Australia. It all comes full circle here in Formula Aero, as the results, while may not be final, certainly favour the Williams team. A third and a DNF, enough for them to secure the championship, since V-Carb couldn't get their 1-2 that they so desperately needed to be able to win the race, for the constructors in this race, in this season.
We'll just see if either one of Quiet Boy or Jitter Archie want to join us for a quick interview. If not, we'll you may do the intro. I don't know. You can let them know there, but I have to quickly fly down and go to the toilet. So let them.
We will certainly find
we'll
out.
let them decide if you want to put it on pause just for a moment, anyway.
Yeah, so we'll be back shortly with either an interview or the end of the season as it stands. And we're back. We've got Archie here from Williams, the constructors champions. First things first, Archie. Poor race for you today. Just want to let us know what happened.
Yeah, well, I got disqualified from qualifying because my controller, it stopped working, and I ended up crashing against the pit wall, and I got disqualified for blocking the pit lane. So that wasn't a very good start. And I got disconnected from the session before the race start, so I didn't get to choose any of my setup or strategy. So by the end of near to the end of the race, I had nearly 6 laps of spare fuel in the car, and I had lots of oversteer, and also I had a weird glitch where I couldn't see my warnings, so I couldn't see my pit limiter, I couldn't see anything like that. So that's why I was getting so many 10 seconds in the pit lane.
That's unfortunate for you. Just overall, how do you think the season went for you? If you don't consider this race.
I think the season went pretty well for us in general. I mean, I think I've improved over the season since first race of the season, and I think us as a team have improved as we raced here.
How's it been having Quiet Boy as a teammate? Has he given you any setups or anything to use in the race, or has it just been you pulling a setup from somewhere else?
He hasn't been giving me any setups, but I've just been pulling them from somewhere else. I'm tempted to go to get an SRC setup, but I'm not sure if I should do that yet.
All right, Gaffo, your questions?
Yeah, so just now in relation to next season, like there's going to be a massive step up, of course, in quality. Now, of course, looking through your results, of course, you're great maiden podium in Brazil, and your results were quite up high in the points. What kind of role do you expect to play in the team next year with the kind of more challenging grid?
Well, I think the role I play next season is just to score as many points as I can for the team. I mean, like I tried to do this season, which is support Quiet Boy in the championship to try and boost ours in the constructors and help him. We'll try and get to the top of the driver championship.
Yeah, that's definitely what you've done this season, and of course, I think we've been very kind of subtle, but of course, you are the constructors champion of Formula Aero, so that will be permanently in the server. So very well done. Again, just in relation to the course of the whole season, you had some very good races, and I think I kind of already know the answer, but what has been your favourite race this season?
Well, I think it was Brazil, but I was unfortunate with I lost the end plate due to something that happened with Exel. He rejoined the track unsafely, so I lost my end plate. Yeah. And I was racing without an end plate for most of the race, and I felt I could have gone for a P2 for that race if I didn't have that damage. But I was lucky to get a podium because Metal Medal had a 10-second penalty, and I was able to stay in that 10-second window.
Yeah, and of course you've had some very good results. Of course, P4 in Abu Dhabi could have easily have turned into a podium as well, and some high scoring points in Canada, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, Japan as well. You have, although Quiet Boy scoring most of the points, and after today really did run away with the championship. He was the only driver to score over 200 points across the season, which most teams weren't even able to do. You have still also played a massive part. 63 points this season. That's more than 4 teams have scored on the grid. So I think you're definitely to be proud of yourself. Just again in relation to next season, what track or what are you almost looking forward to? Like, obviously the track isn't announced, but what would you maybe like to see that wasn't on the calendar this year?
I'd like to see Netherlands, which I'm quite good at Netherlands, so I feel that I could push for a podium again in Zandvoort. So that's one of my favourite tracks also.
Lovely. All right. Well, the best of luck, and again, just like we said to Quiet Boy last week, very well done on the constructors champion. Go and enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you.
Right, I think is that us, Leo? Yeah.
Yeah, that's everything for Season 1 of Formula Aero. We'll be announcing shortly in the Discord. The link is in the description.
Yeah, I can just, if anyone is, just I'm going to quickly say before you wrap up, just if anyone is watching, there is going to be, I have kind of a little itinerary for the next few weeks. So tomorrow, of course, I've asked for the submissions for Overtake of the Year. Tomorrow will be the nominations for all of the other awards. Then on this Sunday, that will be Saturday morning, the driver draft will go live. Whatever drivers are signed up will be picked by the various team principals, including yourself, Leo. Sunday night, that will be created, and the Tier 1 teams will be created. As well on Sunday, what I was saying there with the Overtake of the Year, of the Season award, those nominations will also be closed. And on Monday, we will have the final show announcing the awards. Well, first of all, everyone has to vote for the awards because it is a kind of whole league vote on the awards, as well as introducing the Season 2 calendar, as well as the Season 1 Tier 1 teams. And then it's going to be the following Friday, the 14th of November, we'll announce the Tier 2 teams, because we are actually currently struggling for drivers. So I'm going to give that a little bit more time for me to go and search for a few more. And then we get back underway with our first race of Season 2, the 17th of October. So other than that, I think you're good to wrap it up here, Leo, for this season.
End of the season, and an end of my time not racing in Formula Aero, hopefully for next season. Big thank you to Gaffer for this season and this commentary. It has been an absolute great time. And a big thank you to Hotshot Hippo and Mostly Hated for really bringing in the points today to help me secure a better pick when it comes to the constructors. When it comes to a pick, I believe I'm the 8th pick on the list because I actually get McLaren's pick.
Yeah, well, it's actually, those three actually don't count towards the pick. It's between that little mini championship yourself, Ricky, and Brandon had. So you'll get the 8th pick, Ricky will get the 9th, and Brandon will get the last.
Yeah, but a great chance for next season. Hopefully we'll see Haas doing better. But as we said, check the Discord in the description. We'll be announcing everything for next season over the coming week and a half. And we'll see you on the 17th of October for the first round of next season.